2019's biggest distinction for me was how to make my business profitable overnight. I learned how from a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, and I want to share the basics with you today.
Distinctions for life, helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference.
I'm Ron Davis, and I'm all about helping ambitious people go from being wannabe entrepreneurs to having a profitable and sustainable business. I do this by giving you the mental tools to understand your business and what to do next to make it happen. This video is one of the ways I do that. Another is a short weekly email I send with a few interesting tools, resources, and topics. If that sounds like something you'd like to get your hands on, go to distinctionsforlife.tv and sign up. The other day I was watching an interview online between a mentor of mine, Aaron Marino, and Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank. About halfway through the video, Aaron's business partner asked Kevin when they should start taking some money out of their 7-figure business. I was shocked. But I realized a year ago I probably wouldn't have been. You see, the shift in paradigm I learned from Profit First made that question seem as crazy as saying, when should I increase my weights when I'm working out? If you used the Profit First paradigm, you would have been taking money out in about 2 weeks. You would have built profit in from the beginning. I know, that sounds crazy, but let's talk about the craziness that is the way people do it now. Most businesses work like this. I decide what I need to spend money on in my business. Then I make some sales. Then I take that income and I spend it on everything I need for my business. This includes payroll for my employees. Then, if there's anything left over, I pay myself a salary. And if there's anything left over after that, I can take a profit. With this methodology, how often do you think that a business owner gets paid, especially in the early days? Not only that, but the only way this seems to work is if some kind of accident happens where you make a lot of sales quickly, because it seems that there is always something to spend money on in business. Profit First stands all of this on its head. It actually takes human behavior into account as well. How Profit First works is you start by taking some percentage, normally a very small one, maybe 1%, of all the revenue and put it into a separate, hard-to-get bank account called Profit. Boom, overnight, you're profitable. One of the cornerstone methods of Profit First is the bank accounts. And when you explain how to do that, people also think you're crazy. Crazy like a fox. If you wanted to start Profit First tomorrow, you'd go to a bank and you'd set up 5 bank accounts. Probably not your current one because of all the fees. You see, some of these accounts are going to have zero balances. Banks don't like zero balances, which is a whole other issue. You'd have these accounts: income, profit, taxes, owner's comp, OPX. Every bit of sales that you make drops into the income account. I should point out that this is real revenue. It is sales minus cost of goods. So if you buy a product wholesale and then sell it for a retail price, this is the difference. Cost of goods is not all of the cost that it takes to run your business, but just the per product cost of goods. All the other accounts have a percentage associated with them. This percentage is based on your real revenue, and I'll put a link to the target percentages in the description. Profit First also takes into account that you might need to work up to your targets. Read the book to see how that should work. Now that you have all of your income in one account, periodically, generally twice a month, you distribute money from the income account to the other accounts. First, you take your profit percentage and you transfer it to the profit account. We'll talk about how you take money out of that account in a minute. Then you take your tax percentage and put it in the tax account. Likewise, transfer some percentage into the owner's comp account. This is the money that the company pays you for the work that you do. This too varies over time in the amount of work that you are doing in the business. In general, it should be what you would pay someone else to do what you are doing. All the rest is removed from the income account and put into the OPX account, which stands for operating expenses. You run your company out of this account. It is where you pay your bills, and if there isn't enough money in this account, don't spend it. But Ron, you might say, that isn't really profit because you might have more bills than you have in your OPX account. And I'd say to you, more bills than you have in your income account too. But that is the problem. You must lower your expenses. Why not just lower your expenses to the amount that you have in OPX and make sure that you get paid first? Now, there are a lot of extenuating circumstances about implementing this system, and they are all in the book, which takes a very practical approach. Mike understands what it's like to run a real company. He understands that you can't completely move to this system overnight, but you can make progress, and you can start making a profit tomorrow. Get the book, take action, and I promise it will revolutionize your business. My biggest takeaway was the distinction that we spend what we have in our business bank account. So why not make sure that the account only has money in it after I've gotten paid? Now, about the profit account. Every quarter, you take half of what is in that profit account and you distribute it to the personal bank accounts of the company owners. You don't put it back in the business, you freaking spend it. Guilt-free. And let me tell you, that feels awesome. Question of the day. Does your business pay you? Answer below. Well, that concludes the Money Flow Framework. Hopefully it has given you a new way of looking at your business. Now go out there and use what you've learned. Follow the card above to check out any episode that you missed. Thanks for watching today. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. This channel is all about helping you get what you really want in life with small changes that make a big difference. Until next time, I'm Ron Davis. I learned how from a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. That's funny. I learned how from a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, and I want to share the basics of it with you today. The basics of it. Boom. Boom. Overnight, you're profitable.